guys. I don't know how. I don't know. I literally don't know what to say. I don't know how to begin this. I feel like I've stumbled upon like a conspiracy, and I do not play in that kind of realm of conspiracy theories. They're funny because they're not true, and yet for some reason there is like a feeling of truth in conspiracy theories, and yet I do feel this is something. I feel like this is definitely something. But there's something strange happening at eBay, because I feel like I've hit a nerve at eBay. And yeah, so basically it started off with me doing this little video called eBay's Dirty Little Secret. Clickbaity, obviously. I'm only a dinky channel. I'm not really bothered about getting all these sensationalist views and drama views, but it's fun. And basically it just talked about promoted listings and how, you know, they were, whether they were good, whether they were bad, whether they were a scam, that kind of thing. Anyway, but I was looking into my analytics, and basically the 1st and 2nd of April, they were kind of just hovering. And then around the 4th of April, they dropped 98%. Nothing had changed on my store. In fact, this week, from the 4th, I've actually been listing more items than I've ever listed before. So by correlation, the impressions should go up. It's just the more you list, the more you get seen. The more you get seen, the more likely you're going to get sell something. And I've not been doing anything differently. I've been filling out as much item specifics as you possibly can, because that is what they advise you to do. And yet not all item specifics are filled like the character. We all know they're ridiculous. But for some reason, my impressions, my promoted impressions are down 98%. My organic impressions are down something like, I think it's like 29% or something like that. But it works out around like 90%. Anyway, so it's not really recovered since then. It recovered yesterday. It went up a little bit, but not a lot. And it's like, I've listed about 100 items this week, so I don't understand. Anyway, so I contacted customer eBay services, and I've screenshotted, because they send you a transcript, but it's really hard to read, but I've screenshotted the chat log, what we had. And basically, the person that I spoke to was just, she wasn't awful, she wasn't rude or anything like that. All I wanted to know was, why have my impressions dropped 98%? That was like literally the only thing that was. She deflected. She gave the standard answer, oh, I will pass it along to IT. Okay, if there's a bug, that's fine. And then I asked, like, is there anybody senior I can go speak to? And she was like, no, I'm the only one. If you get put onto the leadership team, someone else in leadership, they'll just have the same information. I was like, okay, but I was like trying to get blood out of a stone. And yeah, it wasn't the best conversation, I can tell you. And I was getting further and further. I was getting like, why are you not wanting to answer my question? Why are you not trying to sort it out for me? And yeah, all of a sudden, she cut off the what's it. She said, I've answered everything. She basically said, I've answered everything that I can. I'm going to terminate the conversation. Boom. So now I want to put in a complaint, because it's like, it's a bit, okay, why were you so dismissive of my what's it? Because I said it does kind of feel like you're trying to get rid of me. Oh yeah, what makes this like doubly strange is that I was basically doing like a load of research last night, basically on Reddit, and you know, talking to people and looking at my own analytics and stuff, and this is where the idea kind of came from. And today, literally, we got that email that they send out, or your sales by bulk editing. Now, this is something that I actually already do. I basically, in the mornings, I go in and I put up, I do bulk listings, edit bulk listings, and I put everything up by 1%. And then in the evening, I take everything down by 1%. So the majority of the time, it's activity on your account, it's constant activity. We know this. It's one of those little eBay kind of conspiracies. And it does kind of feel like I've landed on a bit of a conspiracy with these promoted listings, but there's a grain of truth in things, even though I think conspiracy theories are fun but ridiculous. So they sent you this email, current performance, and it shows your impressions have decreased 31%. No, that's organic impressions, not promoted impressions. Your page views have gone down at 9%. And it shows you can boost your performance by doing these things. And basically, it's the same of what they say on Seller Clinic, and what you say whenever you speak to a customer service rep. It's like, oh, why don't you dispatch time at like same day? No. I'm not doing that. It takes a couple of days, and I always trip up when I do that. But it says I add item specifics. Well, we don't need to do a character for a pair of Max Mara trousers. Sorry, you don't. Add multi-buy, add coupons, increase your promotion. It's all this kind of thing, basically so they can get more money. And it kind of feels like that they have manipulated and suppressed my impressions, because remember, it's dropped 98%. Organic impressions have dropped 30%. They've just said it on there. And it's been like that for nearly a week, even though I've been doing the daily kind of like activities. I promote my listings at a standard 5-6%. And yeah, I've been uploading a lot more. Like, my listings aren't bad listings, they're pretty decent. They fill out everything, or I try and fill out as much as I can. And yet for some reason it is flatlined, and not just the kind of like gradual, it literally went like this. It went poof, nearly 100% gone. Something is wrong. And this just proves it. Literally the day after I start doing this kind of investigation, I get the email. Oh, and it says here as well, it's like, oh, is it, want to talk, someone to walk it through with you? I was like, well, I tried doing that, and she kind of cut me off, which brings me to the conversation that we had. So, hello, my name is Joanne from eBay Customer Service Leadership Team. I see you've requested to speak to a manager. I'll take a few moments to read through your chat and I'll be right with you. Please feel free to add more information if you wish. And I thought, okay. Thanks for waiting. I understand you have some concerns around your traffic and impressions on the site for the last week or two. Is this right? I said, yes, promoted and organic have dropped substantially. Yes, I see. I'll certainly take further look into this and see what I can do to help. Okay, I can see reduction in the promoted listings performance since mid-April. Here, I'm just going to check a few things for you. And if she actually did check, you can actually see, yes, dramatically, the promoted listings have gone down, but the organic listings have actually gone down over 30% too, just saying. It's like, okay, have you heard of our seller clinics yet? And I was like, I think so. The organic listings have dropped from an average of 20k per day down to around 15k a day. That's why I just wanted to put that in there. So it's not just the promoted, it's actually the organic as well. And have you found your sales have dropped in this time as well? Or is it just the data? I said sales have definitely dropped, which they have. It's dropped about 7 or 8%. The amount, like the sales that I've been making have been good enough like to be sustainable, but they've definitely dropped in terms of volume, definitely. I said it's strange that this should happen, and today I got a message from eBay outlining the decreased impressions, page views, conversion rate, etc. It feels very manipulated. So I threw that, I put that at the end just to kind of throw a little stinger in the tail. Basically, the email that they just sent me after a week of really bad impressions, there's something in that, I'm sorry, that is so connected. And she said, okay, so looking through your account here, everything seems to be in working order. To err on the side of caution, I will raise this with our IT team. I do think you will benefit from working to a one-to-one seller clinics. They're a team of experts that can help and support with developing the account and making any improvement to your existing listings. With regard to the impressions, there's no definitive answer as to why buyers aren't clicking into your listings and are not purchasing from them. Okay, I'm going to stop you there, Joanne, because clearly there is a reason. The impressions are down 98%. 98%. Like, my listings are pretty good. A lot of my sales are from promoted listings. I get it. We all have to do what we have to do. My video that comes out in the next few days are going to talk about promoted listings and the scam, or the benefits that you can get for them. I'm going to talk about that later in another video. But clearly there's a correlation. My sales have gone down. My impressions have literally been wiped off. 98%. I keep repeating it because I need people to realize 98% of listings gone like that. And then I get the email saying, oh, your sales are down, your impressions are down, perhaps you should do this. It's like there's a link there between something. So there is a reason for it. So for her to say there is no, what is it? There is no definitive answer. Well, there is, because I've just proven it. Contributing factors here would be a recent drop in seller level, which will rise back to top rated on the 20th. So my top rated status has gone. No, it hasn't. Top rated status is still there. And your service metrics, although it's only a small number of orders impacting this, it would contribute to the sales and traffic. And I said, a lot of suggestions I get, this is me now, so I replied, a lot of suggestions I get is to reduce the dispatch down to same day, up promoted listings and add multiple buy. Seems like eBay is desperate to separate me with my profits and have suppressed traffic to manipulate me into ticking all these boxes to rectify it, which it does. This is what it feels like. 98% drop is suspicious, a gradual drop, and I wouldn't have had an issue. And then she put on something that I didn't even bring up. She says, your feedback, I appreciate no seller likes to receive negative feedback, but your responses you give to your buyers can and will have a great impact to the sales you see. Looking at your feedback here, I appreciate you've only just replied to one today. Yes, because I spat my dummy out because I've been dealing with this bullshit. I appreciate you've only replied to one today, so this hasn't contributed to the drop. However, I imagine it may potentially impact some buyers going forward too. No, it won't. Just to reply to your early message with suggestions, there are algorithm-based suggestions fed from sellers with similar items and listings where it will help become more competitive by offering similar, if not the same service that they do. It's not an obligation to change them, but they're definitely beneficial. So the word salad which she's thrown out there is a lot of sellers use promoted listings. A lot of sellers do buy multiples and coupon and do all that. You've got to match that or buyers won't buy your item. That's essentially what she's alluding to. Whereas I said, so, and I replied, so it's the algorithm that's penalising me for not filling out irrelevant item specifics. That's essentially what she said. She said, more people have filled out more item specifics and have put on all of these things, and the algorithm has recognised that and pushed their items first to get bought first, whereas I haven't. You haven't done that to me. Also, the negative feedback was an item that wasn't delivered. It was out of my control. This is why sellers are leaving eBay for Vinted, which is true. That was just a side thing. But she brought it up. She deflected from the actual issue. Anyway, she said, no, rest assured, there's no penalty. eBay doesn't reduce a seller's impressions, but it's the competitive marketplace and dilution of the items you're selling and promoting. And I said, I repeat, and I replied, I repeat, 98% drop overnight is suspicious. Something is wrong. And she said, I can understand the items not arriving. Oh, she's talking about the feedback. It's better to keep responses non-biased and professional, as I've mentioned. Yeah, this is the only time that I've ever kind of like snapped back at a reply because it's so pathetic. Like, it gave me negative feedback for an item that wasn't delivered. It's like, well, I'm not a postman, not Postman Pat. Anyway. She went on to actually get back onto the issue at hand. She said, however, looking at your account, you're receiving sales, clicks, impressions and traffic, just not as much as have you done in the previous weeks. Yeah, I'd say so. I absolutely do see that, rest assured. I love it. They've got like a booklet of like calming language, like rest assured. No, I wouldn't be contacting you if I was rest assured. I just need answers to questions. The above is purely advice to help you with your existing listings and for potential future sales. In the meantime, I recommend that you set up an appointment with our seller clinics so that if our IT team confirm that there is no site issue, you will be readily available to speak with our experts for guidance and advice. Fine. I said to her, I've been listing so many more items on eBay this week too, and there's no correlation in uptick in impressions or views. It's all very strange, which is true. I've over 100 items I've listed this week. Literally, the impressions have stayed the same. Like, they've gone down from the previous week by like 90%. But surely, if I've listed more, the variety of buyers that are looking for all those different types of items would have pushed up the impressions. And they haven't done. So something is very wrong. I said I was hoping to get this resolved today, as I've already taken it's already taken up a lot of time. Is there someone else I can speak to rectify this? I'm afraid not. With issues like this, there's information and advice we offer in order to help improve the account. Alongside that, we can file any suspicions of bugs to our IT team to review in the background, but there's no button per se that can be clicked and impressions traffic is driven to your account. Well, I didn't really expect there was a button, even though everybody always says it feels like a tap's been turned off. I said, so how do you explain the extreme drop in traffic? It makes zero sense, which it does. It makes no sense. She said, the information I have given above is for you to take from our chat and implement on your account as you see it. I would suggest that you attend to your item descriptions, your shipping time, and the other recommendations you're seeing on the account. Meanwhile, our RT team will review the site for any further bugs. So basically, he's saying, do what we say. Make sure you put on coupons, multi-listings, high promotions, XYZ, boom, 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 so that we can get the most money. She doesn't say that, but it feels like she, and then you can go away and be fed, enjoy what we're feeding you. That's kind of, or else, that kind of feels, or else it won't get rectified. And she said that, then all of a sudden that was it. It was like, I can file a complaint for you. Of course, you have already escalated to the leadership team today, and the information and outcome I have provided to you won't change, I'm afraid. I've reported this to our IT team as advised, but there's no immediate fix that I can provide you. Okay, so it's not a fix I'm looking for, it's answers, although a fix would be nice. The advice I have given you is probably just information to you to help improve your account is best. You can use all of our resources available, and that's why I'm recommending the Seller Clinic as well. I understand this is not the outcome you were hoping for, but trust I have explained eBay's position on this and the next steps to proceed. Did you have any further question for me at the moment? I said, I just want to speak to someone else, not trying to get rid of me. Because it does kind of feel like she's like, right, I've done everything, go away. I said, I appreciate that you want to speak to someone else, but there's no higher that you can speak with regarding this. Anyone from the leadership team that's online today will provide the same information, which is fair play. I agree with that. They run by a script and it's all very kind of regimented. They can't deviate from it. Not got a problem. I will have to start wrapping up this chat as the available solutions to all your queries have been given. Not really. Unless you have any further queries for me. I want answers to my, and I said I want answers to my question. Why have impressions dropped 98%? And I said, I've done everything right, and if the lack of information is what you inferred earlier was such an issue, why has it only become a problem now? Which is true. She's saying that my listings are efficient and incomplete, but why wasn't an issue with the impressions for months before? It's only just been literally this week when it's dropped. Before it wasn't affecting my listings at all. So he said, there is no one that can explicitly state why buyers have not clicked into your listings. It's not the buyers that are not clicking onto your listings, it's the impressions that I'm talking about. Buyers will buy whatever they want to buy and click on whatever they want to click on, but it's the impressions that have dropped. That is an eBay situation, not a buyer situation. Hi, Mum. So she said, I've already addressed this with you. There is no one that can explicitly state why buyers have not clicked into your listings. The listings are being presented to buyers as per the numbers shown, but they're not because the impressions are down. However, they are not clicking further into your listings to purchase them. Well, no, it's the click-through rate stayed the same. It's the impressions which haven't. As it stands, the next steps is to receive advice from ourselves, which you have done so by contacting us. We have provided you with some information and tools to help improve that account. So she's repeating herself again. Furthermore, we can log this with our IT team to confirm that there's a site bug. She's gone over this 3 times. As there is no other information that I can provide to you that would have my recommendations for your listings and the seller clinics. I will end our chat now. Thank you for contacting eBay. Take care. And that was it. It was like, well, I've given you everything. Boom. No further up than the leadership team, air quotes leadership team. It's basically a script that they read off. But it seemed she could not answer anything when it came to why my impressions dropped so dramatically. And then after a week, then I get a suspicious email from eBay saying, oh, to fix the impressions that have gone down, perhaps you can do XYZ. And it just goes to show XYZ equals more money for eBay. Yay. Oh, I'm going to put up a video later on this week about my promoted listings and eBay's dirty little secret. And I'm going to tie it into this one, but this is just a reactionary video. And it, I tell you, and it's literally like, it was like, right, cut off, kicked me out of the chat. I was like, oh, so, okay. So literally no help was given. It was just basically like, do this or your impressions won't go up. So if you've watched my channel, you know that I don't mind eBay. I do like it. It is my 9.5. It's like the one platform I do enjoy, and I do like Vinted as well. But this is why people are leaving eBay. This BS, what they have to deal with. Vinted is so much easier. It's literally, it's based on the merits of the item and not on whether you promote a listing. I mean, it does have a promotion tool, but it's based on the merits of the item. It's not based on whether you're promoting, doing a multi-buy, doing XYZ on eBay. And for some reason, yeah, this has left a real bitter taste. And it does kind of, if you go onto any sort of forums, you can see a lot of people don't like this, what's happening at eBay. And no one at eBay is talking about it. Like, they're not reacting to it. Why can't they say why impressions? Because it looks like it's basically, it's suppressed. And we want to know why. Well, we all know why. The conspiracy is there. It's out of the box now. They want to manipulate sellers so that they can, so that sellers have to tick all these boxes, which makes eBay money. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. Because eBay's market share is shrinking. That's what it's happening. eBay's market share is shrinking, so they need to basically do things that will get more money to show shareholders, of which I am one, FYI, to show shareholders that they are a profitable company still. Something's very strange going on. And I thought I'd just put this reactionary video out there. My promotion scam video, eBay's dirty little secret, which I'm calling it, will be out sometime next week. So now I'll throw it off to you. Have you experienced with this? What do you think about promoted listings and impressions and all that jazz? And what do you think of the situation? Am I in the wrong? I feel like I'm in the wrong. She's made me feel like I'm in the wrong. Like, it's all my fault. I need to go to a seller clinic. I feel ill, so I need to go to a clinic. Why it wasn't suggested, what, 6 months ago? Because I haven't really changed anything. But yeah, anyhow, I'm gonna go and have a drink of coffee, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.